something else.
Oh, it's a special one tonight. Welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 196. My God, we're almost there. It's your boy Kaleo. There's CB. There's E-Rich. There's Anshu. Welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 196, Tightrope, featuring Sick'em Buster. Finally, we are here. Oh my God. CB, what's good with you, bro?
No, like you said, it's a fun show. Week has been good. The chat is already going crazy.
I see.
That's gonna be hard to keep up with. But
shout out to Ren, Chappie Butler, Dimitri, Anissa, Jen, Glenn. That's E-Rich right there. Renee, I think I saw you already. Chappie Butler. Tusa's here. Dee Dee is here. Yeah, we're gonna try to keep up the best we can. This is the show I've been trying to do since AMP. So I'm excited. I'm ready to white people music. Alright, here we go.
It's hilarious. Nah, man. Week has been good. But honestly, it could probably use a little bit more Joe.
Oh my God. There he is. There he is. We could all use a little bit more Joe this week. All right, now we're complete. Man. So CB, how else is your week going now that you got a little bit more Joe?
Bro, I guess as most people know, me and you work the same 9 to 5, and you know that for my department, the busiest time of the year is tax time. So the fact that tax day was Monday, we are through that. I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like that, things are on the up and up.
Right. Okay. That's what's up. E, my guy. 1,000 miles an hour. Go ahead. You're on mute, bro. That's how long of a week it's been for you.
Yeah, listen, look at it. Oh man, just getting back from travel. It's a little work travel, you dig?
All right.
Everything seems like I was just on travel the week before. Oh, that's right. I was at Dreamville. And then it was just like, oh, after that you got some work travel to do. So, but listen, man, I'm glad the crew is here, and definitely happy about the guest. And
there's a lot to get to. It's a lot to get to, Buster.
Let's get it.
Yeah, for y'all don't know, CB is pulling double duty because he's like part of the show here, but he's also part of the band, and so he's like double agent now. He's gonna be interviewing himself, and we'll see. That should be fun. He'll definitely think of questions that I couldn't think of, or E-Rich couldn't think of. But let me talk about my week. I guess let's talk about that. So my week has been weeking. Again, me and CB work for the same company, and it's that good old time for quarterly updates. And quarterly updates typically means that my life is miserable for 2 weeks, maybe 3, depending on how prepared I am. And which it's so funny. At the end of every update season, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be a whole lot better next quarter. I'm going to have the spreadsheet filled out. It's just going to be a drop in a bucket, and we're going to be ready to go. Well, let's talk about that at the end of this next week, and I'll be better off next quarter. So yeah, that's it. But look, I'm here. It's all about episode 196. Let's get into it so we can get to this, the good stuff. So here on the show, this is typically we do less rap, where I bring up a couple topics we all talk about, do a round robin. I'll kind of navigate the situation on how we're gonna, the questions and stuff. So first thing I want to talk about, make sure my notes are together. All right. Oh, here we go. Live in Color. Nothing makes me feel older right now than to report this story on the Live in Color, because 34 years ago, In Live in Color debuted April 15th, 1990. Debuted on Fox. Keenan Ivory Wayans created, wrote, starred, directed this not all black cast sketch comedy, but for the most part, first of its kind, right? Heavy D did the theme song. Now that theme song is so dope. I wish it was on streaming, because I would love to play that song. And actually Bruno Mars and Cardi B did did the remix, kind of paying homage to In Living Color, which was dope.
Right.
So some of my early memories about In Living Color, gathering around the TV with the family. I think it was on a Sunday night that it actually debuted. Then I think like later in the years, it transitioned during the week. Maybe Thursday was another big night for families. But I just remember watching that with my family, and just so many characters and classic moments from this show. Like I want to go around. I'm sure if you're familiar with the show, everybody's got a moment or a character or cast member that they just followed them throughout. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna grab something in just a second. But yeah, Keenan was already a star at this point. Like he had been doing a lot of work with Robert Townsend. He had done a few movies, but he was always known by putting his family on. And this was his platform. Bianca, good to see you. I got a story about you coming up shortly. Slight tease, I hear that. Kendall would be proud if he's in the crowd. But Keenan created this platform for his family. You got Kim, Sean, who was also known as SW1 at the time, Damon Wayans, who was getting ready to blow and would eventually leave the show and do part-time and come back. Marlon, who eventually joined the cast. And then they had a brother. It was a guy who was always in the background. He looked like a Wayans, and you just didn't know his name, but it was Dwayne Wayans. Wait a minute now. But yeah, Dwayne Wayans. He was the older brother. He was always in the back kind of a cast member. So, but they were also known for putting a lot of people on. Like you could look at an early Living Color episode to a later episode to where I think right before Keenan was done with the show, where they were just putting people on, because we really don't talk about that last season where it was just kind of holding on for dear life, and like the Wayans had nothing to do with it. But J-Lo, an early Fly Girl. I don't know if you remember that. J-Lo was an early Fly Girl. Carrie Ann, they never said her name, so Carrie Ann. She was another famous Fly Girl who went on to host Dancing with the Stars, right? Jim Carrey. I mean, y'all know who Jim Carrey is. Yeah, Jim Carrey. He was actually him and what is her name? I got her name right here. The only other white character on the show. But Keenan put them on. Then you had Kelly Cofield, you had Takia Crystal Keeman, Tommy Davidson, David Allen Greer, and later on Jamie Foxx. What an amazing cast of characters that went on to do great things outside of that. I mean, hell, Jamie Foxx went on to win an Oscar. Tommy Davidson went on to be Varnell Hill, if you know, you know, on Martin, right? But again, before we go around, I want to talk about some of my favorite characters. The Men on Films was probably one that stood out. Handyman, Homie the Clown. Those you probably couldn't do Men on Films or Handyman nowadays with the way things are going these days. But yeah, let's go around. Early memories of A Living Color. Did you watch any character was your favorite character? Any favorite skit that stands out? Let's talk In Living Color. Let's start with CB.
Somehow I felt like I was going to be leading this one off. No, it's funny because I caught on to the show years after it had actually started, just because of how old I was. I was like 4 years old when the show came on. But Jim Carrey was literally my favorite actor when I was a kid. Like all those Ace Ventura movies, and In Living Color was actually the introduction. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the show to me was always going to be legendary just from that standpoint. So to me, Jim Carrey was one of my favorite actors. And then you just ran through the list of, you know, everybody that was on the show at one point or another. And it's wild, man. And it's great to see that so many people went on to have success after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bernita Betrell, that was a good one. Now she was the gossip queen. Who says, I ain't want to gossip, but you ain't never heard that. You ain't heard that from me. No one better talk about Miss Jenkins. So yeah, Anshu.
Yes, I was also 4 when this came out, so I remember just seeing random clips on TV, but all the shows that branched off of this, like the Wayne Brothers and the Jamie Foxx show, I used to watch those all the time. Now they're on HBO Max, so I mean, there's just so much stuff out there that just branched from this show.
Yeah, and actually, there was a Mo Money skit that they used to run, Damon and Keenan, and that actually became a thing, and they did Mo Money, kind of sort of based off that.
I mean, definitely Anton Jackson. And then I forgot the character that was kind of the special needs superhero.
Handyman.
Yeah. But for me, it was always, and I guess this was my thing. I thought that David Allen Greer and Tommy Davidson and Jamie Foxx were like the funniest to me, right? Because they were the ones that didn't have the name, and they held their own against, like a family of talent, you know what I mean? But when you look at what all of them, kind of went on to do and still doing, right? I mean, you got David Allen Greer still in major roles and getting, having a critically acclaimed, like his. If you look at just the work that they put together after the fact, and they realized that, even Jim Carrey said Hollywood didn't want me, but Keenan Allen Wayans did. You know what I'm saying? I think other than that, you also have to thank this right here that you got up.
Yeah.
This is the reason why y'all got Super Bowl entertainment.
That's true. That is a very good fact. That's why you have. Yep, exactly. Yep. He said Calhoun Tubbs. Remember Calhoun Tubbs, the blues guy? Thank you very much.
Like, here you go.
There you go. Joe.
I've never actually seen him in living color, but I've seen Martin, Jim Carrey from The Mask. Like, that's how I remember him as a child.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx, the Jamie Foxx show. I've seen that.
Right. Okay. So and I figured there might be somewhat of an age gap between us or just what we grew up. But that's fine. But it was a good topic to talk about. A lot of key moments, and then Kendall brought up the Crystal Waters parody that Kim did, which was still one of the classics. Even Jim Carrey did the snow skit, which was good. Momo, wow, good to see you. Wow, that's everybody's announced tonight. All the celebrities.
The Vanilla Ice skit was classic too, though.
Which one?
The Vanilla Ice skit, because everybody was hating on him.
There's a lot. I mean, but yeah, In Living Color is, like I say, it's on streaming now. There's a all black network streaming channel. I think that it's featured on there. So, but I can never get enough of Living Color. I got a few seasons of DVD. But what a pivotal moment in TV. They just don't have TV like that anymore. Now you can go to Saturday Night Live and get somewhat of a sketch comedy thing, or it just doesn't have the same, because they're the rotating cast. Keenan is probably the most consistent cast member at this point, just because he doesn't feel like doing anything else. He doesn't really need to either. All right, up next, another classic or of our childhood that maybe we probably shouldn't have been watching. E. Rich turns 32. White Man Can't Jump turns 32, which again makes me feel old. But look, Wesley Snipes, Rosie Perez, Woody Harrelson, the duo between Snipes and Harrelson. Look, it's like that. They had Money Train, they had Wildcats, but this was probably my favorite between the two of them. If you've never seen White Man Can't Jump, maybe the Smoky Spill podcast will review it. But look, you see, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But if you have, let's just talk about it real quick. Don't have to spend a lot of time on this, because there's something else that's brewing in the show that we need to get to, which is the interview with Sick and Buster. So, early memories. Have you seen White Man Can't Jump? Did you see the remake? I refuse to watch the remake because there's certain things you just don't watch, especially when it has Jack Harlow and whomever else in it. So, and I don't see Jack Harlow being a basketball player. Let's start with you, Joe.
I've seen it. I'm really bad with movies, so
okay,
I barely remember it.
Okay, CB.
Definitely seen it. Did not watch the remake, even though I know you're hating on Jack Harlow, but my boy Vince was in this joint. He was in it. But no, I that still wasn't enough to get me to watch the remake or anything. But being the son of a white athlete, There were a lot of jokes that came from this in my childhood. That's all I'm gonna say. That's that.
Anshu.
I saw the original. I didn't see the remake. It's just hilarious. They're roasting him for being like Brady Bunch, and he's just going along with it. And they're confused, like, wait, why is he going along with this kind of thing? The acting was really good. Just when they like start trash talking in the tournament, I was like, whoa. They just like, and there's like no like filter for Woody Harrelson in that part. He just kept going and going, and it was like, wow, that's incredible acting. Just have that in you.
and it felt like he was, I think he was in his element too. You could just tell, like, I think Woody ad-libbed a lot of his scenes from what I heard. And then just, I mean, and yeah, you talking about Kadeem Hardison was in that too. Like, it was a lot of like support cast too, which was, look, let's talk about it.
Funniest part was when they went to the course in Inglewood, and my man said he was going to his car to get his other gun. I'm gonna shoot everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, right. Listen, it's a classic. I didn't watch the new one. I take that back. I skimmed through the new one because, again, I support the LA crew. They did the what was that, the house party as well. So you know, it's a lot. It's a lot of actors and people that, you know, that are from LA that are in these movies, because, you know, they're filming them out here. So, you know, I got to show love to them because, you know, a lot of been kind of watching them from their earlier careers where they was just kind of getting into certain things, and now they at least hitting the big screen. So I watched a little bit of it, so I appreciate that part. But it was
Raymond went to get the other gun, then he went to rob his boy that owned the liquor store, and he knew it was him.
Yeah.
All right. Look, moving along. We're almost there. Everybody's here. Let's talk about Pioneer. We lost a Pioneer recently, and I know this Pioneer is near and dear to CB and every African American cook out there has been the last 60 plus years. No, I'm joking. We had one second. There we go. I'm gonna butcher his name. CB, you know the name?
Nah, man.
Okay, we're gonna go with it. Shaigichi Nagashi. There we go. If it's wrong, it's wrong. He ain't gonna tell me that I mispronounced it, because he died. So he won't be around to tell me that I messed it up. Okay. Pioneer to
Good.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'll give myself the.
This is great podcasting. We're doing well.
A pioneer to drunken nights at a bar, a pioneer to family gatherings, a pioneer to everyone that thought they might be a singer. Yeah. So he is the inventor or the creator of the first karaoke machine. Now, a lot of y'all may have a karaoke machine in your house. You can thank this guy. He is the inventor. 1967, he invented the Sparkbox prototype amongst several devices created and ushering in Japan's karaoke craze. Born in 1923, right? He founded and ran a company that assembled car stereos for automobiles. A regular listener to sing-along radio, he decided one day, and this is the genius in how things are created out of nowhere. He decided one day, he had the genius idea to hook up a spare tape deck and a microphone to a mixing circuit and started singing along over music. Karaoke. What a pioneer. He deserves what a genius. What a genius. Let's go around. Is karaoke big in your life? I know you guys are in a band. You guys create your own karaoke. But let's start. How pivotal is karaoke to you, Anshu?
Oh, it is so much fun. I love doing karaoke with like friends and stuff. I always will lose my voice, and it's such a good time. And then if I know I'm going out, I'm gonna pick a couple songs in advance where I'm like, all right, these are gonna be my songs, and this is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, as long as I pick out my songs in advance, I'm good. Otherwise, you show up and you don't know the lyrics to a song, or you think you know lyrics and then you don't. That's a big thing. That's a lot of people figure that out real fast.
Favorite song, favorite karaoke song. What's the one that you kill every time that you do it?
Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. I'll just hop in there and do that, and just it's the perfect balance of like the soft parts, let you catch your breath a little bit, and then when you go into the hook and you gotta just like get super high and you just save it for that.
People love that shit.
All right, my bro E, you out here doing karaoke or you rapping?
No, it was definitely karaoke. Shout out to the 6th grade talent show me and the homies did If It Isn't Love by New Edition. So, we was out here, living the life, had to pick who was going to sing, Ralph's, his lines, and then who was going to do everybody, all the other ones. But listen, man, it's good family fun. And it's always that one auntie and that one uncle sing, Fire and Desire, and it's the worst thing that you've ever heard in your life, but they do their best, and it is what it is.
Okay. All right. Joe, are you out here doing karaoke? Is it pivotal to you? Hold on 1 second, Joe. You're on mute.
Oh yeah, it's been in my household for like ever since I was a kid. There's always a mixing board laying around somewhere. Hooked up karaoke. It'd be used like a couple times like that year, Okay. I've done it like, I've gone out to karaoke bars and stuff.
What's your song? What's your go-to? Like if you need to
like go-to song.
Aren't you said Wrecking Balls? I don't know if you can't go any worse.
But that's how you know Joe's a real Asian. He was saying he's got it in the house. You know what I mean?
He's at home killing.
It was in sync back when I was a kid.
Let's go.
Nothing wrong with that. CB looks like a let me think. We know CB would do Lil Wayne, but that Lil Wayne is typically not a karaoke type move. So go ahead, CB.
Karaoke. My family would get very upset if I put on I'm Me and I just went like 5.5 straight minutes of but it's actually, knowing now the year that this device came into existence, I don't know what the Philippines was doing at any family party prior to that, because every Filipino party is almost centered around eventually getting to karaoke. With that said, the best part about being in a band is I love to tell my family that they gotta like pay me to hear me sing, so I'm not going to get behind the mic for free. But most of the homies know that if I have the opportunity and I get to sing whatever I want, I'm going to sing my favorite song of all time, which is What It Is to Burn by the band Finch. It's one of those things where as far as like a rock song goes, like that's in my heart, so that's easy.
Okay. Now me, yes, karaoke at family functions. I actually had a karaoke machine growing up. I actually want to get one now, just so I can, kids love to sing. It would be good to get them behind it. But I think my go-to, and I even posted on IG, because there was a post going around that says, post your song that's not rap or R&B that you would play, Guilty Pleasure. I think I'm the one that's Journey, DD. I would do Separate Ways by Journey, and I would kill that shit every time because I love that song. Just got to have the right karaoke music to go with it. You can't have that remake music, that kids bop tune. You got to actually have the right instrumental in order for me to get into it. Actually, I've done karaoke with a live band before once too. That was fun. You just got to be.
This is talking about the Holy Grail right there. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Tusa, I see you. All right. So, but yeah, look, enough of all that. We are here for a reason. We've been trying to get this going for a while. It is time. It's time. Let's put the guys up here. I'll take the back seat. There we go. All right, episode 196 featuring Sick'em Buster. That's CB. That's Anshu, and that's hashtag a little more Joe. Guys, finally great to have you on the show. Have some fun tonight.
Long time fan.
Got a lot of questions.
First time caller.
So I got I'm gonna just lead it off so everybody will know. Get it out the way. How did you guys form the band Sick and Buster?
Anshu, do you want me to talk about it, or do you want to
talk about the name? Incorporate the name with the story.
Okay, yeah. So Chris and I were in a band before called That's What's Up, and we were in college at that point. And then the rest of our friends kind of were done doing the whole band thing. So, but we still wanted to write songs and record them. And then, so we put out an EP. The first EP we did was just the two of us. And then we used that to help find other members. And that's how we found Joe. We've had a bunch of other members come through since. And they're all awesome. So,
okay.
We're just like lucky to have been able to play with so many people.
Yeah. And the name?
Yeah.
It was we were honestly kind of struggling to come up with one, because That's What's Up. When we were in college, that was so easy. The fact that no one else had that at the time, because during that, your band was basically just supposed to be a catchphrase, something that, people could, remember and do all that. So it was one of those things. We were hanging out one day, and my dog's name at the time, the dog that we had at the time, was Buster. And so Anshu, like, somehow it came up, someone said Sick'em Buster, and Anshu was like, yo, that's the band name. Like, that's actually it. So named after my old dog. And yeah, it's not actually that much deeper than that.
Sometimes it's just that simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. E, you got any questions?
Yeah. So we just gonna get right into it. Who's the hardest to work with? Like, who's the prima donna of the crew? Right? Who needs the extra time? Who's the one that just kind of slows it? Oh, not the CP.
Oh, he just left.
Because I just answered, got the answer to my question. No. But again, I think also with that, like, what do you think it is that, like you said, there was other band members that have kind of like, that have been around and no longer with you guys. Like, what was it that you think that just kind of stuck? Like, this is the group that really just kind of stuck together.
Dude, yeah, no, it's a great question. I think we just all continued to want to, like, make music together, honestly, like, because it's one of those things where it's really easy for life to get in the way, and that's honestly really, in general, what Kendall, like, for most of our past band members and stuff, it's been, situations where, life got in the way, like things changed, whatever, wanted to go in a different direction, move, things like that, wanted to pursue something for work, like, it's, it could be anything. And at least for the three of us, it's just been a consistent thing where, we've wanted to continue to, put projects out together and work together. So people might not even necessarily know, but there was a period of time Joe was living on the other side of the country. He was on E. Rich's side of the world for like 2 years. And so everything that we were doing as far as putting music out was like being able to talk, over the internet and like do that kind of stuff. So it really is just like a passion project type thing. So it ends up being one of those things where it's kind of easy, I feel like, for us to just keep going on, because it's all something that we enjoy.
Okay. Like you said, this is typically where CB has an interview question. Do you want to incorporate that? Do you have a question for the guys?
No, he doesn't. No. He doesn't get questions. No, he doesn't get any questions. He's out of here.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. Let's get to it. So, last year, we all had a presence on this app that's now depreciated. Hold on, wait a minute. I think I got that somewhere. Hold on.
Appreciated.
Fuck. don't like the whole thing, but I got that part. Amp, which is now a depreciated or whatever, depreciated app, or it's no longer in service. There was this, we all have radio shows, but there was this thing called Amp Top 20, right? That was kind of the peak of the week, right? Amp would, whatever songs got played the most, Amazon will put out their top 20 list, and then Amp had a show Saturday night that was kind of like the main event that everybody would come to. You would get asked to host, and it would play the song. So or play the songs. And I remember, and here's the story with Bunk or Bianca, because me and the guys have been talking behind the scenes, like, yo, our goal, or it should be, to host the top 20. Right. And I think literally within a week or so later, Bunk was lurking in one of our shows and then hit me during the middle of a show, say, hey, y'all want to host? And we're like, yo, this manifestation thing is amazing. Right. So we got to host. But the thing is, during that conversation, she was like, I've been listening to some of CB's band stuff or Sick and Buster stuff, and I really like 3310. So I was like, well, hold on, wait a minute now. If that's the song you like, that's the song we're going to start to play, because obviously you're an Amp influencer. You're asking us to host this show. Let's play that one. That's the one that's going to have the ear. So when they announced that we were hosting it, they actually played it after they made the announcement they were hosting. And then from there, everybody within the crew that we had put together, was like 9 of us, bought into, like, you know what? Once a show, no matter what show you do, play this song at least once in your set, right? And then during that, like, somehow the fire emojis, the gas flames, the trees, all the lyrics that was recited, we found an emoji somehow, and we even found an Anshu and Joe and CB emoji to even incorporate in that, right? And it just went crazy, and people who were in the shows knew what to do. And then all of a sudden, it was Alien too. Alien got word that CB had a song out, or Sick and Buster had this song out, and they started, it made it to the West Coast outside of E Rich playing it, started playing. Next thing we know, like, we were getting called into people's shows because we're getting ready to play Sick and Buster song, we're getting to play 3310. Just come on in there. Then, but we started noticing everybody knew with the emojis, knew what to do. And it's just like, wow, okay. And it just started running. So it ran. And then we were just looking at the top 20, hadn't made it yet. Okay, well, damn, what is it going to take? Look again, hadn't made it yet. And I remember one Friday I looked, and it was, I think the first week it made, it was like 18 out of 20. And I was like, holy shit, it's there. And that was just a great moment. But we thank everybody who ever played that song on their show, who supported us during our Amp run. That was just an amazing group of people that we met, group of friends. And I was glad that song was able to do, because that's probably one of my favorite songs. But the crazy thing is, I think CB has the video. Is the night that, I think, were y'all in the room the night that on the top 20 when they was getting ready to play that? Aren't you or Jody? Were y'all in that room?
Yeah, I was. I remember
was.
being there. Yeah, I hopped in there.
And everybody knew. Everybody knew as soon as that song played, like, the whole room lit up with fire, like emojis and all. That was the most incredible thing. So let's talk about 3310. What is this inspired by? A lot of people think it's inspired by Chris taking shrooms. Just because he's talking about the trees are talking to him, the leaves, like, everybody's like, especially Cardo. Cardo is a shrooms believer. For the simple sake,
nothing I can say to sway Cardo either. So it doesn't matter.
But let's talk about 3310, what it took to go into that, who's playing what, just how'd you felt about that, making the top 20 2 weeks in a row, went from 18 to 14. So 2 weeks. So let's talk about how long it was that song even made before it even started getting played. So I'll turn it over to you guys. Y'all can just have at it.
It came out a couple years before it started to blow up on Amp, and what you guys did was amazing. It was crazy to hear in the top 20. It really took. So Chris wrote the lyrics for that song, and then Joe wrote the guitar lead part, and also that little, like, 3310 is a Nokia phone, and so that little synth sound in the beginning is from that phone. He found like someone took that phone apart and got the sounds out of it, and we were able to, like, Joe was able to use that to make that part. And that was so crazy and so close. And I think all I did was just kind of mesh their ideas together, really, and to make that song. And I don't know if you guys wanted to add anything about it.
Yeah, and I came up with like that riff, and then the like 3310 sample is from Contact Instrument. Someone sampled the 3310, like I guess they pressed the keypad and stuff like that. And then I made the guitar riff, and then I was like, when I recorded it, I actually had to use a tuner to like look at what the notes were real quick, and then transposed it, and then made the MIDI part match up the low pass filter on the guitar part, so it slopes down like this, and then put another low pass so it slopes back up on the Nokia 10 part, or like a little sample part. And you get that little transition, and then that pause with the girl that says hello. And I thought that was a really cool drop. And like, yeah, I sent it to Ansha. I was like, we should definitely like make something out of this. Like, and yeah.
I thought that was so sick when I first heard it. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna turn into a song.
And I pretty much wrote something to it immediately. Like I immediately had an idea, and then we sat on it for like 2 years.
Ouch.
No, the way that things work is like we'll have an idea for a song, and then something else comes up, and like for one reason or another, it like took a back seat, but then it had its time, and we were able to record it, and we got into the space where we were regularly putting out like lyric videos for the songs that we were putting out. So we had like some content on YouTube and everything. And the one that we had for 3310 was cool because obviously there was a basis for it. So, you can find that on the Sick and Buster YouTube page, but it's like no, man, no, like the way that I like to write, and I'm gonna give away a little bit about how the bread is made in the kitchen, but like normally if you hear something lyrically that is more literal, it is more often than not that like Anchu had a base idea behind that. And if you're going to hear some stuff where we're talking about people talking to the trees and more imagery and like that metaphors and stuff, that's normally me. And I'm not saying that I'm on shrooms, but I'm also, for the fun of it, not going to deny that I was on shrooms. So we'll just never know. You know what I mean?
I stand by that second verse. If you remember what I said back in the day when we were on AMP, I stand by this. And Anshu and Joe, I know you guys probably be like, he's batshit crazy. I swear CB was talking about a female that fucked around and did some dumb shit. And that's why he was like, you're standing on the other side of the fucking thing. That, like, I went to a whole like thing where I was like, there was words that were taken out of the
song for sure.
I was like, there's words taken out of the song that they didn't make the cut, like their radio edits, right? Because he definitely called her a bitch, like right before that third line. So it was just like, there were certain things that I where I'm just like, yeah, okay, I heard what he was really trying to say. Like, I'm not on the shrooms, I'm on, what she fucked up. But anyway, no, the song was crazy. Listen, I even the fact that like I said, I had the R&B set and I still played the song. I didn't give a damn. Like the song is just. If the song is good, the song is good. The community like kind of rallied behind it. I think the funny part about it was we didn't even like you said, we didn't even think how fast that was gonna like happen, right? But saying that you guys sat on a song for like 2 years, what would be another song that you think now? Like, is there a song that you guys have that's probably in the you know what I mean, like in the crates that's like, shit, we might want to go and look at some of the older ones that may actually pop now just because it didn't, it probably didn't take off back then? Or is it just we don't deal with the old ones, we're just making new music and we're going with whatever we have current?
I love the original songs we did, so I'm always listening to them. I'd love to redo them, but then you think about, is it gonna be as good as the first time you did it? And is your head going to be in the same space you were when you were 22, 23? Because now I'm old, so. But I would love to, we've just now built up this whole studio here, so we can do a lot more than we were able to before. So it'd be cool to do a modern take on these songs. We have a secret song that's almost done. We were trying to get it done by Christmas, or by New Year's, but it takes forever to get these things done. And then Tightrope, I think that took 2 years too, and that took quite a while to get that one done. That song is my baby. I love that. I mean, that's just like my child.
No one spends more time with our music than Anshu does. So like
He's spending time at night. He's in the studio, right?
literally the studio is in his house. So he literally lives there.
Okay. Joe, have you ever sang lead or anything? Do you have vocals on any of these tracks?
Just like backing vocals, like the deep ones.
Your one moment of prime time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
On Tightrope.
Yeah, this song, I think what I did was this is one of the first ones where we really said, okay, Chris, Joe, we're gonna have tons of tracks of lyric, like singing. Layers
for
and
people
layers
that are
and
like
layers.
not familiar with like recording songs, like it's not just like this is one drums, this is one guitar, that like it's so much more than that. So when Anshu's talking about these number of tracks that we're like using now, like Anshu, put it in perspective comparing to like what we were doing in college.
Yeah, in college we'd have one singing track, and then we had this fake harmony thing we could use to make harmonies that would line up with the real singing. And now we don't use that anymore. We just have. That's where I'm the diva. I'm the one that Chris. We gotta do like 5 or 6 more takes of this, and it's got to be just like the first one you sang. Has to line up perfect, like kind of thing. So. That's one of the first songs we really went all out with that, and I think that's why at the end of the song I wanted to bring that hook back one more time, and then it was missing like low end to the song because Chris and I are supposed to sing pretty high for our parts, and so we're like, Joe, we got to just have you sing the bass and fill in that gap. So really, when it's by itself, it still sounds full.
Thank you, Momo. See you, Momo. All right. Live performances. Have you guys performed live before together?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Nerves. What song? Where at?
Surprisingly not
Joe
nervous.
has a story. There's a picture about Joe. I don't know if you remember at Empire. If you remember that picture. If not, I'll hop in.
The one where the dude fell over the stage.
Oh, camera roll, yeah. Fell over the stage, yeah. That was an awesome picture. I lost that picture actually.
I think I might have it on Instagram. But no, we haven't played a live show in forever, but we had a pocket of time where it was, a pretty like at least every couple of months like occurrence. We never did like a multi-city tour or anything like that, but we would play shows anywhere between like DC, Northern Virginia, and like up through Baltimore. Surrounding areas of Baltimore, things like that. And we were kind of in our pocket playing at this spot in Springfield, the Empire in Springfield. Joe was a local celebrity there. And like, we honestly just always showed out. The homies always showed out. And so some of my like favorite shows that we ever played were there. But also one of the cool things about being in a band is like we've gotten to play shows like in venues where some of our favorite bands have also played. So to be able to say that like, we didn't necessarily share the stage with them, but we played the same stage as some of our favorite bands is like some really cool shit.
I think Baltimore sound stages, that show will always be special to me too. That was so much fun, and you're on the same stage as everybody else.
That's dope.
Yeah, Empire had some relatively big acts come through there too, like signed artists, and so that was awesome to play there.
Okay, so I got it real quick. My last question. I know Cleo's looking at the time. He's telling me to wrap it up. Like I need you to.
I got one more. So go ahead.
No. So we just talked about the live performance. What goes into the song selections, and then is there something that is kind of do you base it upon maybe like the venue, kind of where you're going? Do you kind of do that, or is it just like this is what we're feeling, this is what we've been doing? We're kind of trying to see if this is going to take off. What's behind the actual performance side of the house? That's kind of like we know we have our go-to, right? Like if it is Tightrope 30, I mean it's kind of newer, but like you said, some of your old ones that are in the crates that you guys just love to play. How does the process go into selecting the songs, especially with three of you guys? Because it's like at some point somebody's getting overruled. Probably CV, but it's all right.
Nah, it's interesting because we've played shows where we are by far the heaviest band that is there, and we've played other shows where by comparison we are in sync. We are the Backstreet Boys. So depending on some of that context, we'll go into some of the song selection. If we have new stuff, like we're playing new stuff like that, that is what it is. But also there are certain songs from the very first project that we played that the people that have followed our band the entire time, like they absolutely love those, so we can just close the show out with one of those things, and that'll get the people going. So a lot, at least the way that I've always thought about it, is it's kind of contextual in terms of what show it is that we're actually playing. But then literally, if we have new stuff, we're playing the new stuff. Like, aren't you, Joe? Do you like, am I on track?
Yeah. I think a lot of it too is they'll tell you how much time you have to play before. You get like 23 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. So we could set up the songs in the laptop with like a click track or a metronome, and then all our synths and stuff just in the background. So we can time out how long our show is, which is kind of nice. So at least we're on a kind of a stricter schedule there. So we don't play a song too fast or too slow. And a lot of times also just making sure that we have time to breathe in between songs, because I know we push Chris pretty hard on especially the older songs when we're younger and you can sing a little bit higher without worrying as much. And when you get older, it's, oh wow, I'm not like in my early 20s anymore. I can't push myself this hard. So making sure that we get a break between the songs so you can just like get some water, catch your breath, because it can be taxing.
Okay. All right. So I'll wrap. It's a two-part question, kind of, sort of, maybe even three. One, CB, this is you. What did your parents say when they heard that voice?
I mean, they knew that was some of the kind of music that I already listened to. So I don't know if they were necessarily super surprised, but I will say that I always appreciated the fact that they would come out to the shows. Like, mom and dad always showed up if they were free. So yeah, I don't think that that's the avenue my mom would have chosen if she was like, oh yeah, my son's gonna be a singer. Like, nah, Filipino moms, we were talking about karaoke, bro. That's not what they're thinking. Those are not the songs that they want you to play at karaoke, which are the different kind of karaoke parties that like Sick and Buster would do. So but yeah,
if you haven't heard the voice, just check out their catalog. All right, and this is the last thing, and then kind of like all three y'all can answer it. What is next for Sick and Buster? Like, when's the next release? We need dates. But what's next for the group in general? What's next for the group in general? What's to come?
Do you want to take this then? Or Joe, do you want to take this?
I'm gonna keep on writing music.
No,
I'm just a riff writer.
We got like Anshu alluded to it earlier. We have something that we've been working on that we are pretty excited to get to put out. But these things take time. And what's great is that since it's like our own shit, we're not under like the pressure of like some label or whatever. We can kind of go at our own pace and make sure that the final product that we're going to end up putting out is exactly what we want. So, but we're always writing. Like, it's literally one of those things that we're in the process of recording and doing that stuff now. And there's already ideas for the next thing after that. So we're in a day and age where we can just be putting out singles. You don't need to really be putting out full projects and stuff these days. As long as you're getting some content out there, you can keep people happy. And so it's cool that we can really just put some stuff out, and by the time we're ready to go, everyone will know, because we'll do a lead out. You know what I mean? Like, we're not new to this anymore.
Is my 16 guest feature coming in 2024? I'm writing on my schedule now.
Oh, we need to make that happen. We need to get you in here.
That I can get that in my books.
Also, real quick, don't forget we use the Sickle Busters intro for our sports on the amp show.
I played that tonight. All right,
the emo vampire NATO.
There you go. So look, the show is not, the interview portion is over. It's over because we still got some show to get to. But we give all of our guests homework assignments, and this is no different. You guys are guests here tonight. We do this thing called the top 3. And we just love to see where people's minds are at when it comes to music and movies, because that's something we all have in common. So, Anshu, you are up first. Let's start with your movies. Top 3 movies of all times. Then we'll talk about the albums. Okay.
Top 3. Okay, so top 3 is tough. I did Dark Knight, as they're all like tied. They're not in an order of.
Yeah.
And then the next one is Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Which to me is just classic, crazy sequel. And then Jurassic Park was my third movie. Also, practical effects. I'm pretty sure it was recorded on film, and that kind of stuff to me is just like the best for movies.
Okay. Good ones. Albums. Let's get to the albums.
Okay, so the biggest one is Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. That was a gateway for all kinds of music, just crazy. All the heavy stuff, rap, just when you're like a kid, impressionable kid, you're just learning how to play guitar. That is the album.
Very nice.
Then at the around same time, I think Green Day came out with American Idiot, which to me was not my favorite album by them. Just learned how to play guitar with all of the songs, and also with the third album would be Blink-182 self-titled album. They came out a little bit later and towards the end of college or high school. Yeah, and that was just, again, another album where you can really like just play along on guitar really quick and learn these songs, and it's just fun to play in your basement when you're just a kid and you have nothing else to do. You don't have a car, you don't have real responsibilities, so just like my childhood, basically.
Those were the days.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right, Joe, let's start with your movies, and then let's do your albums. Top 3 of all time.
Top 3 of all time. Okay. Say The Matrix.
Nice.
I put Space Jam on here. My all-time favorite,
yes.
movie.
Wait. The original, right?
The original, yeah. The original.
Okay.
Nah, they're definitely.
Who'd be blasted? Joe was like, "Duh, the one with LeBron."
And then funny thing is, for what do you call it? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh yeah, okay.
With Jim Carrey, yeah. I blanked on his name. That movie blew my mind when I saw it. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Nice. Albums.
Albums. Okay. A$AP Rocky, Long Live A$AP. Top 3 in order, or
no? Just top 3. I mean,
Okay. Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. I was surprised Anshu said that too. Definitely the new metal. It's heavy guitars, screaming and rap. It was crazy back then. And then I put Polyphia, because I'm huge fanboy of this band. Remember You Will Die is their latest album.
Okay.
It's just pure instrumental band. There's no vocals or anything like that, but it's just like really high caliber guitar playing.
Very nice. Okay. Look. It's awesome. It's awesome. That's why we do the show. You can learn new music, learn new bands, all that. Okay, so before we get to the Is It Just E portion, let's talk about what we're going to do this weekend. We're all going to get up on DC Shop Pie, the official pizza of the We Are Something Else podcast. We're going to use the WRSC10 code, local deep dish, Chicago deep dish pizza spot. You got steak and cheese, you got salmon pesto, you got sausage and pepperoni, all the good stuff. And you got the Georgetown, which is the gyro pizza. You got the Big Chair, which is fried chicken and mamo sauce. And you got the bread pudding. Shout out to Grant and Margaret, all the beautiful people at the DC Shop Pie, the official pizza of the We Are Something Else podcast. And we are downhill from there. All right, bro. Let's see where your mind is at this week. Last week we had the Lubriderm bottle. Kendall said that the girl's throat was moisturized.
Yeah, just terrible. So again, Anshu and Joe, this is the part of the show that they like to give me hell for, because I just say the shit that comes to mind that other people don't really either want to say or fuck it. It just makes people mad. Kind of the classic that CB and I formed a crazy ass brotherhood was that Taco Bell is better than Chipotle. Just shit that'll make people just kind of be like, what the hell is wrong with you? But really they know it's true. So with this week, like I said, I was on travel for work, and the airport is definitely it's a sight to see. And you see just everything under the sun. And I saw two things, and it was a toss up. I saw a dude wearing Adidas sweatpants with Nike Air Force Ones. But then right after that, I saw his homeboy, and he had on the thong sandals with socks. And I'm having to understand, what the fuck would make you do this? And if you do this, somehow you need to be like, you need to be tied up somewhere and just, I don't know, just made ridicule of, because I couldn't understand it. What's the point of then having the damn socks on or the shoe? Like, it just, I don't know. This is probably somebody who puts on their sock first and then the shoe, and then they put on their other sock and then that shoe. So that's why I just can't trust anybody. So,
somebody who wears underwear and long johns.
There it is. I mean, listen, it really just opens the mind to the serial killer mentality that this person has, and this is where it's at. So Is It Just E is what the fuck is going on with the socks and the thong sandals? Somebody please take over.
He's a ninja, man. He's a samurai ninja. He's ready for battle.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't even get through that. That can't even make it easier to get through TSA with that. Like, if you had the slides on, for sure.
Like E was saying, this is serial killer. Like, this is a cry for help. You know what I mean? You try to get through airport security with this, they know that you're a random check. They need to pull you out of line. You know what I mean? Like this.
They're gonna make you take your socks off. It's not gonna be enough to take your sandals off. Or yeah.
Yeah, not for real, man.
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. Like I said, his homeboy had on the Adidas like sweats with the Air Force Ones, and at that point, I knew it was just downhill from there. But I couldn't understand it, because you have to put on the socks and then you go right to the thong sandals.
Well, you know what you're supposed to wear socks with. All right, CB, what we got for that cop or chop?
At first, I didn't think these were real. At first, I really thought that these joints were fake. But these are a real thing. The 1906 L from New Balance is a loafer styled after the 1906 model, which is honestly one of my favorite New Balance shoes that are out. But this really reminded me of, it was probably like the late 90s into the 2000s, where you just got some really weird like sneaker, moccasin, loafer like variations that were just nasty and disgusting. And as much as I love the 1906, these are also nasty and disgusting.
Is this a unisex shoe? I don't even know who it's for.
Whoever wears loafers, bro, I guess. But I saw someone posted, they were like, when the deacon has a sermon to give, but also a mixer to make right afterwards. And I was like, okay, all right. I guess he's got to move fast and he's got to be comfortable. But
Deacon 12s.
there you go. Copper chop. Would y'all be copping these? Because literally, I do not know what the price is, but the fact that I've seen many colorways online, and like Junior Watanabe, one of the fashion designers, like apparently is like behind the design. He's of Comme des Garçons fame. Like apparently these are a real thing, bro. But yeah, are y'all copping or chopping? For me, these are a no-go. I love New Balance, but like I had to bring these up. These are hilarious.
So, aren't you, Joe? What you do is, if you had the opportunity to buy these, are you copping them or are you going to chop them?
Ooh.
I've
got I've got these Skechers slip-ons that I use. You know, when you take the dog out all the time, you got to have something that you can easily put on. I think I don't know. This isn't really for me.
Okay.
I'm not copping those.
I'm chopping the shit out of these. I'm not.
Go on to the next one.
All right, so here's the point of the show where we do shoe and tell. It doesn't always have to be a shoe, just something that you want to bring and you want to talk about. Anissa, they came in that silver and there's like a brown blue colorway as well. Something that you bring to the show that you want to spotlight. Typically sneakers, but we've had some interesting things shown on the show. So you guys are the guests. We will let Joe lead off with shoe and tell. Did you bring anything interesting tonight that you'd like to share with the folks?
I can show you my guitar.
All right.
Yo, Cardo. It's messed up.
He might make a shirt to go with it.
This is like the equivalent of that shoe in the guitar world. Because it's a combination between a Gibson Les Paul and a Gibson Explorer.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it's my this is what I play, I guess. This is my favorite guitar.
Did you do tightrope with that?
No, that was all done on shoes I've been in.
Okay.
Right, on shoe.
Yeah, I can that was done on one of my guitars.
Okay.
I can do that guitar too if you want, but
no, show what you got.
My show and tell, I have this guitar. I spent like a couple of years picking out the parts and getting everything like custom made. And then I had a guy build it for me after I got all the parts and everything set up the way I wanted to. So This is a fun little guy. I've used it a couple of times so far, but I want to find like something where I can really just use this guy for. But this is one of my like, this is like no one has a guitar like this, which is why I'm like, this is my
Very
favorite.
nice. Okay. Very nice.
The Anchu one of one.
I also had this poster, if I still have time. I like, I don't know if you can see it. I got a picture of my dog in the snow outside, and I just like printed it out, made a giant poster, and I was like, I'm gonna frame it at some point in the house.
Very nice.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. For we got E for shoe and tell. What What you got, bro?
We're going with some clothes. Shout out to the weekend that we had. Dreamville. Oh, you can't see the shit. Fuck. There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Dreamville. You gotta cop the merch for the festival. Again, support the people that are out there doing it big. And shout out to my bro, you know what I mean, for saying that I should definitely make that trip and getting out to Dreamville. And
sure, bro. That was what an experience all around with Dreamville. I ordered
I plan on never going outside after that, by the way.
You said you do what?
I plan on never going outside again, so I'll probably just
yeah. I bought the post sale merch. Like there's some stuff they released after the festival. So I got a shirt or so coming from there. I'll show that when it comes there. But I was like, let me go dig in the stash of shoes, show something I haven't shown in a while. And there's definitely dust all over this box. It shows you how long it's been sitting. You know what it is? It's kind of bent up because it's sitting at the top. But I wanted to show this shoe because when this shoe came out, I think I got this from Modell's. This shows you how Modell's had heat. Modell's had heat back in the day. Now I can't wear these anymore because the air bubble is definitely shot. But the Mellow, what was these? The 1.5s?
Yep.
It's the Mellow 5.5. Mm-hmm. It's got a little bit of every Jordan shoe kind of mixed in there. Mellow on the back. It's suede. It's got the 5 built in. It's pretty essentially a Jordan 5 with like just a couple different things, but the shoe still looks good. I mean, but like if you look at the air bubble is shot. You can't wear this thing will fall apart. But worth holding on to because so I got this from Modell's back in the day. When you can get heat, you can get J's from Modell's. All right, CB closes out.
And Anissa, that is merch. That is merch.
WRSC merch on the way.
Yeah, WRSC merch on the way. Y'all know what my recent obsession is.
There we go.
The new so these aren't mine actually, these are my brother's, but they're worth showing off. These are they're a Kith Samba golf shoe.
Oh, what?
And yeah, so you can see been out on the course.
Yeah.
Well, been out on the course with them, but yeah, the gum bottom, white up top, can't go wrong.
All right. Okay, well, this is the time where we have reached that time. 9 minutes over, not bad compared to what it could have been. Look, everybody, thank everybody for watching. This is what a great episode. We've been dying to get the fellas together of Sick and Buster. We had Anshu, we had Chris, we had hashtag a little more Joe. I appreciate you guys for finally joining us. I'm glad we can make it happen tonight for episode 196 Tightrope as we draw closer to episode 200 next week. It's all stinkers. It is Soul Tales crew back. That's me, CB, E Rich. That's the regular guy. That's Be Easy. Hold on one second. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Be Easy Shoe and Fashion Report.
That's our money. Maybe we'll get a couple special guests in, but we talk all sneakers, all sneaker news. I've seen a lot of folks in the comments tonight, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here. Just a great night. But here we go, because there's a couple things. Got one surprise for everybody, because we're going to leave everybody with a surprise tonight. This is a great thing. But let us know. Let everybody know where you can find Sick and Buster merch, streaming stuff. And if one person had to play a Sick and Buster song on their radio show tomorrow, what song would you want them to play? So let's talk about merch, website, and all that stuff real quick before we go, so people can find you.
Main spots to find us are on our Facebook, Sick and Buster on Facebook, and on our Instagram. Yeah, you can basically just DM us on there, and we'll get after y'all. So, but yeah, Sick and Buster, SICEMBUSTER, and yeah, you can find us on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. And I mean, I listen to Sick and Buster all the fucking time, man. So if I'm gonna tell you to play something, I've been listening a lot to our song Woman Crush Wednesday recently. That the riff on that is just so energetic.
Spirits. Okay.
That is my shit right now.
That's another one of like Joe's like lead riffs that he came up with. That
Nice. Now, real quick, okay. Two things. I said, well, I got one surprise, and here's a question I forgot. Would you guys ever be interested in doing like a faith-based song, gospel song? I know somebody that we can incorporate.
I feel the rain. 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 It's raining all over me. I'm moist. I'm moist. Call and response, I said I'm moist. I'm moist. Good God, I'm moist. I'm moist. Yes, I am. Rain all over me. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm damp. I'm damp. I'm damp.
Then he goes into I'm wet, all that good stuff. But look, I appreciate y'all for dealing with me. I had to find a way to incorporate that. One of these days, I'm going to stop. But real quick, some programming notes. Immediate programming notes. Kendall B Morning Show live on Station Head, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. It's Kendall B Morning Show where you can find all the beautiful people that were in the chat tonight, myself included. It's always a good time there. Like I said, immediate. There's a lot of programs, but we're just going to start with that, and then right after Kendall B on Fridays is We Are Something Else. That's that name right there. Presents the Abstract with me, and I'm going to be playing some Sick and Buster tomorrow because I got to talk about. When I recap the show, I always play the name of the show. And then since the show was Tightrope, I'm going to play Tightrope. And we're going to recap the show. But I appreciate y'all for being here tonight, for finally making this happen. 200's around the corner. I can't look. I can keep going, but I'm not. That's all I got to say. And this is how we want to leave you. It's how we want to leave you. If you've never seen it, never heard it, enjoy. I gotta hit you with this one button. I know I'm teasing y'all. Stop teasing. But it's was this one. I don't know. I passed it. See, too many damn buttons. It's
Follow us on YouTube at WRSC Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe.
Hey guys, it's Chris, the lead singer of Sick and Buster, and we just recorded a live singing video of our song Tightrope. We would love for you guys to check it out. So please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thank you for listening. You want me walking on a tightrope while you judge me through a microscope. You're digging through with a fine comb, looking for a closet full of bones. What do you hope to find? You're just wasting your time. I've nothing to hide. I don't need your advice, so keep to yourself. I don't need your help. Don't care what you say, I'll make my own. Pretty sure that the world will be just fine without another stuck-up critic whining all the time. I'm pretty sure that you'll find a way to survive, even if you don't get to have the last line. I know that I don't need for you to talk down to me. I don't care what you do, but I'm done listening to you. You've got yourself up on a pedestal, convince yourself that you're incredible, but I don't see what makes you all that special. What makes you think you're even on my level? What do you hope to you're just wasting your time. I've nothing to hide, I don't need your advice, so keep to yourself. I don't need your help, don't care what you say, I'll make my own. I'm pretty sure that the world will be just fine without another stuck-up critic whining all the time. I'm pretty sure that you'll find a way to survive, even if you don't get to have the last line. I know that I don't need for you to talk down to me. I don't care what you do, but I'm done listening to you. Nobody's perfect, especially you. You should step back and look at everything that you do. Nobody's perfect, especially you. You should step back and look at everything that you do. I'm pretty sure that the world will be just fine without another stuck-up critic whining all the time. I'm pretty sure that you'll find a way to survive, even if you don't get to have the... I know that I don't need for you to talk down to me. I